to meet you. Nice to meet you before.
Okay, good to see you again. Hi, I'm
Hi, Julia Black.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you.
I know you.
Sure.
Allie Crutchfield, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
SpaceX.
Yes.
Yes.
Good to see you. A lot of familiar faces. Come on, please. First of all, my name is Mike Chinelli, and I want to start off by saying thank you so much for being here. This means a lot. NASA's making a huge effort to teach the lessons of the past to look forward. We're really committed to doing that. So you all being here and taking the time to come over here and share your thoughts, ideas, and concerns too makes a big difference for us. So thank you up front. I'll kind of explain how we got here, what we did, and then what you're going to see in a few minutes. So how we got here first, and I'll explain who we are. Back in 2003, and Pete probably referenced some of this in your discussion, after the accident, all of Columbia was brought here. So in 2004, we opened up the room. We took people through more of artifacts were here, some research was done, and then in 2006, we created a brand new program. So the program is called the Apollo Challenger Columbia Lessons Learned Program. It's something we created. I have the honor to be the program manager for that. And what we really try to do is effectively learn the lessons from Apollo 1, Apollo 13, Challenger, and Columbia, plus other mishaps we've had, and even the good things, right? Because you got to learn from the good stuff too. And we try to teach that effectively, innovatively to the next generation of folks. So that's what we do. We do that in a host of different ways. We do that through lessons learned tours like this. I have the pleasure and honor to go out around the country at sometimes and speak to different organizations. We also work with media. So we're doing podcasting, we're doing film and television, we're working with book authors and the like. So any which way we can get the word out, we're doing that. So that's our mission, is to spread the word as far and wide as we can. I can tell you one of the exciting things that's happening is we started first with our NASA community, right, the NASA family. So we start sharing this message with NASA and the contractor workforce, and that seemed to catch on. So then we expanded out to our commercial workforce, which is, right, brethren here, and out to government agencies, and we started getting good feedback from there. Today, over 75% of who we work with is outside of aerospace, which is pretty amazing and pretty exciting. So that just shows you the applicability and the relatability of the message across different genres. We're working with hospitals and doctors and transportation and construction, working with Ministry of Justice in Scotland, for example, NASCAR, all kinds of organizations, sporting organizations. Because when you really boil down the lessons learned out of the accidents, again, they're applicable. You talk about communications breakdowns, normalization of deviance, teamwork dynamics. It all applies. So everything we're doing all together has an impact for that. And I always kind of use the example of, you take a firing room that we had the honor to work in for so many years, and you take an operating room in the hospital, and truly, what's the difference, right? Of course, when people are working on people and launching rockets, but when you get past that, you got high-pressure teams making critical decisions. You got a hierarchy of the team. You got the leadership of that. You've got communication skills that have to be prompt, succinct, very important, right? You don't want to say the wrong things at the wrong time, and a lot of high pressure and stress to make certain decisions, and life and death consequences often. So there's so many similarities across the genres. That all being said, open advertisement, we're here to collaborate. So if we can ever be of service to what all of you do, please let us know. From all your different companies or the government organizations, we're here to help make things more safe and successful by teaching those difficult lessons that we learned the hard way. And sometimes we had to learn again the hard way, or again the hard way. Okay, because we get really good at learning, and sometimes we get really good at forgetting. And we don't want to do that again. So that's why we're kind of showing our card and saying, here's what's in our heart, here's why we don't want to do this, and here's how we recommend not to do that. There's a lot to get out there. Any questions before we go in the room? It's going to be an easy group. I like this. Fiji said these are tough ones. I don't know, maybe you softened them up for me a few minutes ago.
So, I don't know.
I appreciate that nonetheless. Anyhow, I'm going to go through, it's interactive. I'm going to be talking, kind of guiding through, but stop me at any time. This is really about all of you. Have those frank conversations or advice. If you've got ideas, things you've seen that I could be more effective at what we do, let me know that. Or how I can help all of you. Again, stop me along the way is fine. So we're going to go in, we're going to see a short film we produced, and then we're going to go on and meet Columbia. Okay? Excuse me. Sorry. Come on, lady.
I'm Elizabeth McGovern Asink, and I am the program manager for the Space Collaborative Decision Making Program with the FAA Air Traffic Organization. I can't tell you how meaningful it was to go to see the Columbia Room and to be reminded of the risks of our work in space, but also how important it is and how the lessons we can learn from Columbia to help keep us safe in the future.
Great. What a powerful visual and what a powerful display in honor of the crew of Columbia. I'm really honored to have been taking part in that and to learn the lessons of the past and to learn and apply those to future missions. The safety risk that we all have in this industry is important, and it's important that we learn from those past incidents. And I really want to thank NASA for the opportunity to participate. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Julia Black, and I'm very humbled and for the opportunity to visit the Columbia Room. It's personal since I was a surveillance control officer for STS-107 on launch, and distinctly remember the day and time when we heard the very sad, disheartening news. In the words of Winston Churchill, if we don't learn from history, we're bound to repeat it. It's just an illustration. While space exploration is awesome and inspiring objectives and goal, we should never take anything for granted, to include your family and friends and your colleagues and this great nation that we live